Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with another part of my CD collection. This time around, we're going to be looking at mostly metalcore and some hardcore to start off things and other assorted such things. So yeah, I'm going to jump right in because this is a big stack. First up, we have Black Flag, Damaged, and this is my first exposure to Black Flag, and it's not too bad. I mean, I'm not the hugest, kind of punk fan, but whatever, it's not bad. We have Danzig, self-titled, and Danzig 2, Lucifuge. We have Wednesday 13, Calling All Corpses, and the Dixie Dead. This one's really good. Sorry, it's a pretty dark cover there. Agnostic Front, One Voice. So far, the only album I got from them, but I thoroughly enjoy it. As I do this band here, Madball, Hold It Down, and Legacy. Next up is Full Blown Chaos, Within the Grasp of Titans. Throwdown, Haymaker. And this is Vendetta. Venom and Tears. Deathless. And the next one is a German hardcore band that are just fucking phenomenal. Born from Pain, In Love with the End. Sadly, this is the only album I have for them right at the moment, though I am going to try to eventually fix that. Hatebreed. I'm trying to see what this says. Satisfaction is the Death of Desire. Yes, I do enjoy Hatebreed. Say what you will, especially this album here. Perseverance. Whenever I think of Hatebreed, this image of this album cover always pops into my head. Then we have The Rise of Brutality. Supremacy. For the Lions, which is essentially a covers album. And this is the self-titled. And then we have The Divinity of Purpose, their last album, though I think they're supposed to be working on a new one. This is Josta, his solo album. Marauder, Master Killer, fucking amazing album. I'm so glad that I was able to track down a copy of this. If you've never heard Marauder, do yourself a favor, especially if you're into hardcore, and check this album out. It's fucking amazing. This one is kind of, if I remember right, they're almost like I think they're from Japan. They're almost like a hardcore band. That's kind of why I put them in with the rest of them. This is Kaminare, Seventh Direction. Pretty cool stuff, I gotta say. It was a complete blind buy. I got it for $3, so. Then we have Ceremony with Violence. It's alright. And the last one, in the kind of hardcore genre, we have All Out War, Assassins in the House of God. Great album title. I gotta give them that. Excuse me one second. Alright. Moving on. We have Times of Grace, The Hymn of a Broken Man. And Devil You Know, The Beauty of Destruction. And yes, I do have their other album, though I believe I've already got it in the pile to take upstairs, and I don't feel like going and grabbing it. And yeah, some people probably make fun of me for this band, but I don't care. I love Five Finger Death Punch. This is The Way of the Fist. And my introduction to the band, War is the Answer. Still probably my favorite album of theirs, though the follow-up, American Capitalist, is a pretty solid effort as well. I mean, probably my favorite song is the single Under and Over It. I don't know, it's catchy as fuck. Then we have the Wrong Side of Heaven and the Righteous Side of Hell, Volume 1. This is actually the last album that I've actually gotten from them. I haven't picked up any of their newer stuff lately. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I'm kind of getting out of them now, or I don't know. Every time I see it, I just never feel like grabbing it for whatever reason. This is The Defiled with Daggers, another band that I wrote off initially, but eventually got into them. Scent of Remains, Under a Blackened Sky. This is Kill Switch Engage, self-titled, number 1. And Alive or Just Breathing. The End of Heartache, probably my favorite. I love that album cover. Then we have As Daylight Dies, another good album. And then this is the special edition of Daylight Dies. 2-disc edition. And I mainly bought this because of This Fire and, of course, their cover of Holy Diver, which is actually pretty damn good, I gotta say. Self-titled, number 2. And, of course, their latest one, Disarm the Descent. 2-disc edition. Really good album, I have to say. Next, we have another one of my favorite bands, Shadows Fall, Of One Blood. Great album, in my opinion. As is this, The Art of Balance, which actually took me a long time to find a copy of this. And funny enough, I got this used at a Half Price Books up where Tyler lives. And what sucked is somebody had accidentally switched the discs where they keep them behind the counter. And this disc got put in with one of the other albums. I think it's actually, yeah, this one here, The War Within, which is not a very good album. Somehow the disc for The War Within was in this album slot. I didn't realize until I got home, and luckily they caught, I got a hold of them in time, and I was able to get the right disc, so very happy about that. And we have Fallout from the War. This is Threads of Life. And Retribution. 2-disc edition. And yeah, track 2 on here, My Demise, probably my favorite song off of that album. Really good stuff. And their latest one, Fire from the Sky, I'm really looking forward to them putting out some new material. I love Shadows Fall. Next up, we have All That Remains with Behind Silence and Solitude. This Darkened Heart. My personal favorite, The Fall of Ideals, and I know a lot of people say this is probably the last great thing that they put out, and judging by their last couple albums, I'd almost have to agree, though this one's still alright. Overcome, I enjoy it, as I do this one. This was actually the very first one I ever picked up for We Are Many, and if I remember right, Some of the People, All of the Time was the very first song I ever heard from them. I saw this CD at work, and I went ahead and I checked it out, and I loved that song, and I was just like, alright, I gotta buy the CD, and I've been a fan since, though. Like I said, these last two, War You Cannot Win, and their latest one, The Order of Things, they're really starting to lose me. And this band I never thought I would actually enjoy, because I remember seeing a video of theirs on demand, and I could not stand the clean vocals at first. It just really grated on me, but I actually kind of the male vocals is actually, I should say, is what made me not want to listen to this band. But I actually got into them. This is Eyes Set to Kill, Broken Frames. Comes with a bonus DVD if I remember right, and then we have the Masks album. Pretty cool stuff. This was a total blind buy. Misery, Evil is Crowned. Got it for like $1 or $2. So I think at the Half Price Books outlet store. Decent stuff. Watch Them Die, self-titled. Then we have Darkest Hour, The Mark of the Judas. And Hidden Hands of a Sadist Nation. And The Human Romance. Their last album, though, I think it was self-titled, fucking sucks. Again, that's another band that just, based off that album, I'm pretty much, I think, done with them. Unless they can come up with something better, yeah, I may be pretty much done with them. Next, we have Lamb of God, New American Gospel, As the Palaces Burn, Ashes of the Wake, solid album, one of my favorites, though not as much as the one that comes after this. This is Philadelphia. This one here, probably my favorite Lamb of God album, Sacrament. Fucking love it. Then we have Wrath and Resolution. And, of course, their latest one, 7 Sturm und Drang. And this is another one that I don't have their current one with me, but I've showed it before. Trivium with Ember to Inferno. And Ascendancy. Again, this was a band that I remember always hearing Pull Harder on the Strings of Your Martyr. Or as people on the music forum I used to post at called it Boat Rudder. Because if you listen to it, it actually does sound like he's saying Boat Rudder. And there's actually a whole video dedicated to misinterpreting the lyrics to that song. But eventually I did get into that song as well as the rest of this album. And I've been a fan of theirs ever since. Then we got The Crusade. And Shogun. In Waves. Solid album in my opinion. And of course this is Vengeance Falls, another good album. I mean really, there's not a truly terrible Trivium album as far as I'm concerned. There's just some are definitely better than others. And then we got Inflicted by Cavalier Conspiracy, as well as Blunt Force Trauma. I know some of you are probably going to say, what the fuck is Cavalier Conspiracy doing and mixing with them? That I don't know how that happened. It just kind of happened. Then we have Avenged Sevenfold, Waking the Fallen, self-titled. This is, what is this called? Warmness on the Soul. It's kind of a little EP that I just happened to come across. City of Evil. Nightmare. Really good album. The first one that actually got me into them. And the Hail to the King single. I don't know. I enjoy Avenged Sevenfold, but I'm to the point I really don't get the urge to really listen to them a whole lot. So I don't know whether I'm going to end up keeping all of those or not. Who knows? Austrian Death Machine, Double Brutal, 2-disc edition. This is just a fun listen, just something to throw on every now and then when you want something kind of fun to listen to. I Am War, Outlive You All, which features the vocalist of Bleeding Through. Then we have While She Sleeps with This Is the Six. Slipcase there. And their latest one, Brainwashed. Alright, down to the last couple. This is Vultures with, Axe Wound with Vultures. Vultures is the name of the album. Sorry about that. This features the vocalist of Cancer Bats, I believe is the band, and what is his name? The vocalist and guitarist for Bullet for My Valentine. The name just totally escaped me. But yeah, this is a pretty solid album in my opinion. And last but not least, this is Bullet for My Valentine, Hand of Blood, The Poison, Scream, Aim, Fire, Fever, and I do have their newest album, Venom. Great comeback, especially after this piece of shit right here with Temper. Fucking atrocious. This is definitely one of those albums that should not be, in my opinion. So yeah, that is it for this part. I went through a lot here. This stack ended up being a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, stay tuned for future parts. I've got plenty more to go. I've got still got to get into my thrash collection. I still got a little bit of power metal to show. And then we're going to get into my favorites, black and death metal. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks a lot for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.